This episode of Inside Golf Podcast is brought to you by Inside Sports Network.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Boston Capital, Twiddler Steve on the Hold the Green podcast.
All right, we are live. Tapping birdie.
All right, Carson Young is here.
I bet Ludwig at 28.
Let's go. I
bet him at,
I bet him at 25.
Low sevens. I think there's some guys in here we like.
Harris English at 7,300.
Why the fuck would I not bet Rory?
What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday night. It's the Mexico Open Best Bet Show on the Hold the Green podcast. It's your boy Capper with Twiddlerless Steve. Steve is in the garage, freezing his balls off. It is 39 degrees. Is that what you said in your garage right now?
Yeah, so if you noticed with the intro video, I'm always wearing this black windbreaker with a little hoodie underneath, and it's not because that's the only thing I own. It's because I do my podcast out in the detached garage, which does have heat, it has a space heater, and unfortunately, I live in Rochester, New York, and it is currently outside 12 degrees with a -5 wind chill. There is snow everywhere. It is awful. The winter is literally never going to end. I feel like Bill Murray in Groundhog Day with just in Punxsutawney with just this bitter, awful weather every single day. So yeah, this is why I basically looked the exact same right now. This was not a problem doing the podcast in the garage last couple of years because we did not get snow. It was usually pretty warm. This is usually not a problem in the summer and the spring, but for now, you're gonna have to put up with the same look I have every single fucking week. So yes, I'm looking at the temperature right now. It is 39 degrees out here.
So you don't have to live in that part of the country, right? You don't have to live where there's awful winters that age you and make you bitter forever.
That's true. Our childcare is here, so that's one perk. Also, the product that my company sells also can only be sold here. So
we got salt in Florida.
Well, for your margarita glasses, it's not that type of salt though. No, that if you try putting that around your margarita glass, it'll literally kill you.
Yeah, it's not great.
Not good. You don't want that.
Apparently, I wouldn't be able to get it even if I lived in Rochester. So it doesn't matter. Florida here, no salt.
Yeah, we can't talk about that on the show.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, exactly. Let's move on.
Right, so we did the course breakdown. We pretty much gave all the thoughts. Anything changed? Weather still looks like dome golf, right?
Yeah, I want to bookmark that though.
Sure.
When I talk about round scores, because those are out. Excuse me. We'll do that after we get to the odds board. I have a little spiel on that, but no, the weather right now, it's hot. Literally, it's the exact opposite of what I am currently going through right now.
It's good weather.
Hot.
It's good weather.
Yeah, it's highs of like 90, not a lot of wind. Now, the one thing is, so this time of year, this is the dry season. Puerto Vallarta has not really had any rain for at least a couple months here. But the thing is with Paspalum, though, is while the greens might theoretically be firm, because the grass is so grabby, ball's not really going to go anywhere too far. So, and it's the exact same as the last couple of years. So, I think the top players, the better players in this field, definitely can go low. There is opportunities for it. I think the scoring average overall might be a little higher than you think, just because there's a lot of crap in this field, and there's penalty areas as well where strokes can accumulate. But there's really no excuse for these guys this week not to put up good scores because the weather conditions are pretty much optimal. It's just that there's a lot of donkeys in this field that absolutely cannot be trusted for anything that we can make you pull out their hair at any given moment.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, there's so many losers on this board, which makes it tough for me because there's lots of losers I like to bet, and I just didn't even know where to start this week. So my card's kind of it's not finished, and it's certainly got a bunch of fucking losers on it.
Yeah, but this is kind of your comfort zone, though. You kind of like these misfit toys that everybody thinks sucks, and you see the positive in them. At least
that's right.
At least in Thursday morning,
and then with the hat of gold.
Yeah, and then when they start out +3 through 4, then you start turning on them at that point. So no, this is usually where you shine, where it's crap and we can't totally rely on a lot of the data. We all kind of just glom onto the same guys because there's just not a lot of great depth in this field. Sir, I think you're going to have a good week this week.
All right, let's hope so. Let's hope so.
Okay. All right. So
what do you think? I mean, have you seen the golf tips chat? Have you seen it?
I have not. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. I want to ask you one question before we get to that. So it seemed like I piqued your interest about talking about the narrative this week about bomber. Everybody's going to talk about that. I'm going to imagine probably the tip chart when we go guess is probably going to be a lot of bombers on there.
Yeah.
But I seem to pique your interest on, we went through past leaderboards, a lot of short knockers who, does not fit the narrative of just big length, but these are types of guys that just for whatever reason thrive on the pass palm. They love hitting iron shots off it. Maybe they're just not as good around the green. Kind of mask that. They putt better on it. Did you kind of take that and did that pique your interest as far as the actual betting card or did it kind of stop there?
So I got two guys on here that are short knockers. One is going to be fucking uber chalk. And one that I don't think will be uber chalk. And then I kind of want to talk about some of the guys that you think perform well on pass palm, some of these bums because I lost a bunch of shit like before I came on here from my work, and it was a nightmare trying to figure out where to pull all my shit back up from. So I'm curious to see which ones you like, some of the shorter guys you like, and I want to see if it makes sense, because I tried to do those the comp courses that you had. Some of these guys have never fucking played a couple of them, and but the list I made, I left on my desk at work because I'm a fucking ADHD squirrel. So yeah, I'm interested to see what you got to say about some of these shorter knockers, because I think you're right. I mean, this tip chart's going to be all bombers. Literally, my guess would be all bombers, because that's everything's everybody's talking about. But look, long irons and being able to putt still matters, right? I mean, you got to avoid 3 putts here with the size of the greens. So yeah, I'm curious to see what that tip chart's going to be. Okay. Unfortunately, I know. I bet it probably at least 2 of the on the chart.
I bet I probably have half my card. I'm going to guess is probably on the chart.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, because I don't see what everybody other than in Discord of what people are posting. I don't see what the general market is doing. I just look at my numbers. I look at the comp courses. I look at the model, and I just go from there. I also think too, and if one of the perks of being in Discord and an insider is that I ended up posting the past Palm golf courses on the DP World Tour and the Corn Ferry Tour in there, because there are a lot of guys in here in this field that played a lot of past Palm on DP World Tour, and you might not really know where to go with it. So I posted it there. There's probably about 15 golf courses you can refer to. That also ended up being kind of a theme on my card this week. Took a couple Euros. Ryan Baroff would be very proud. A couple guys that I ended up taking. So yeah, that was a very helpful list to go through, looking at guys who are very good on pass palm on those courses that might fly a little bit under the radar this week. So we'll see if that actually comes to fruition. With that, why don't we bring Cameron Kerr, our producer, our backstabbing producer, pop up to the show. Hi, Judas. How you doing?
What's up, scumbag?
All right, listen.
Here we go.
I wasn't here on Sunday to defend.
All right, let's see that tap dance. Come on.
No, look. All right, like I will admit, I just didn't consume a whole lot of golf content last week when I made my picks, and I basically just guessed at I know that Ludwig wasn't playing that well. He was sick. And I just completely blanked on the fact that he's a darling for Torrey Pines. Just kind of put it in, and I didn't even know that it was a community pick. I didn't know that it was a pick that both of you guys were on.
The guy who produces our show, listens to the show, and edits the show didn't realize we were both on it. This sounds like my kid giving me some sort of bullshit excuse when the homework doesn't get turned in.
It's not what I'm getting at is it's not like I heard you guys both pick him and then I'm like, oh yeah, fade. Like, that's
I don't
what
know.
I'm
It's not, Joey made it sound like you guys were trying to stick it to me. Is how Joey framed it.
Yeah, Joey just hates you because you like the Red Sox. So I don't know.
See, here's what's suspicious about all that, though. Okay.
Okay.
So you faded Ludwig, despite the fact we both picked him
On him.
but your pick to win was a guy we had just before the Ludwig pick completely crapped on and unanimously said we don't like Justin Thomas this week. So you went with the winner of Justin Thomas of the two guys that we did not like last week. And then right after that conversation, we said we both picked Ludwig. And then you said, yeah, I'm going to fade him. So that right there, that is where the true betrayal is. You completely went against everything we said in that tiny little 4-minute segment there. And that's just a complete slap in the face. And Cameron, I think
I'm sorry.
An apology.
I'm sorry. I apologize from the bottom of my heart. The defense to Justin Thomas being my pick to win was that I admittedly have been picking him to win. Like, I think we're on event 9. I think I've picked him. I think I've bet him at least like 6 times this season.
How's that working out for you? So now when he's 15 to 1, so when he's 15 to 1, you have to start factoring in how much money you fucking buried into this gutless loser to get even on. So now you're 7 events behind at however many units, and he's always going to come out between 16 and 20 to 1. So now you're going to have to start doing that crazy push theory with roulette on black and red, right? Just gotta
Martingale's Justin Thomas.
Double the bet.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, technically we are like 75 events in, since his last win. So yeah.
I think he's playing better, and like he got second. Admittedly, it was close. But yeah,
Where's close count, Cam? Where's close count?
Horseshoes and hand grenades.
That's right. Not fucking golf out, right, sir. So
DFS.
A loser is a fucking loser.
That was my best lineup, though. He was in it.
There you
best
go.
lineup I've made.
Are you Vic lapping that?
No.
Okay. Just checking.
No, but I am very concerned about 12.5% Carson.
We'll get to him a little bit. We'll bring you back on when we do the Carson Young discussion later on.
Yeah.
Why don't we get to the tip chart, though?
Yeah, do that real quick.
Yep. So for anybody who is just tuning in for the first time, obviously there is the golf tip checker on Twitter who puts out the most tipped golfers of the week. Boston Capper and I try and guess who is on the tip chart. Neither of us has seen the list so far. I actually won last week. That was the first time I beat you all year. So I get to go first. This week.
And stat, we're starting it now, buddy. We're starting it now. So if you're new to the program, there's about 10 to 20 minutes of grab ass in the beginning.
There you go. Okay. We like kind of introducing everybody and easing it in. So, all right. I will go with Nikolai Hoygaard.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. 40 to 1, number 3.
Okay. How many are on the list, by the way?
Oh, we have 7 this week.
Oh,
only 7. Okay.
All right. I'm gonna go.
I think this is gonna be a harder one because it's Mexico.
Yeah, there's so many fucking losers. Yeah. I'll go Jake Knapp.
Yeah, number 1, 33 to 1.
Of course.
Okay. All right. Let's go with the guy that was number 1 on my model and apparently was number 1 on everyone's model this week. Let's go with Alex Smalley.
Yep, 33 to 1 as well. Number 4.
Wow. Okay.
So we have 1, 3, and 4.
Okay, we're doing pretty good so far. Capper, go next one.
Yeah, so I'll go with Cam's boyfriend, Carson Young.
Good news. Carson is not on here. People aren't.
Okay.
But like I said, Andy's predicting him to be 12.5%, which I'm not supposed to say, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
We'll bleep that out then. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go with how about Aldrich Pockgeiter?
Dang. Number 2.
Oh my god.
60 to 1.
A lot of people probably didn't even heard of this guy before this week.
Yeah.
I get it though. Complete bomber and sucks around the green as we saw at Torrey Pines when he completely ejected himself on the third hole. So he fits the narrative perfectly. He's won on pass palm before. So I get it. I didn't think number two.
What was he in your model?
Oh, like way down. As I explained, and I actually went back and looked because I do a lot of course condition stuff. If there's nothing in his register, it just gives a blank 0 and he gets no credit for it. That's why a lot of these DP World Tour guys or even the Corn Ferry guys just coming up, they're always at the bottom of the model because there just is not anything for like what I'm looking at. Gotcha. So yeah, it kind of just is what it is. Like, for example, Nikolai Hoygaard has actually a lot of PGA Tour data behind him. So he was higher than his brother Rasmus, who has very little, and Rasmus actually had 0 for a bunch of categories. So that's why he wasn't higher. But that's interesting. Okay. All right, Capper, go with you.
I love that comment. I will go. You know what? Fuck it. I'll go to the top of the board. I'll go to Akshay because the number is whatever, and he's great on this fucking surface. We'll go Akshay.
We are live, boys.
Ooh.
Number 6.
Wow. Okay.
Right.
We have 2 more. We have number 5 and number 7.
Okay. Let's go maybe a little bit down the board, though.
We still have no strikes. Wait, or do we have 1?
How about okay? Let's go with another model darling this week. Guys hitting the ball pretty well. Big Bomber has success on pass palm and here. How about Kevin Roy?
Kevin Roy's not on here.
I feel like that might be a bridge too far. You were getting
I got a little cute.
I remember him popping in Andy's model too. So
okay. All right. That's strike 1 for me.
Yeah, and I got strike 1. I already have strike 1. So
so we got 2 more. Somebody... Let's get this Capper.
All right. So Bomber played well here. Not in great form, just like everybody else. The number might be short though, so hang on. How about Christ? All these names are so gross. I'll go with fuck. This is gonna take too long. I'll take Jaeger. Maybe I'm overthinking it.
Nah, not Jaeger.
Okay. Strike 2 for you. How about another one of these Euro darlings who does really well on pass palm and just had a very good finish on pass palm? How about Antoine Rosner?
No.
All right. Now. All right. Shit. Strike 2. We got 2 more.
Yeah, and I got 2 strikes too. So this is the death of me if I don't get it.
Okay.
All right, let me look at the odds board again real quick. All right, what about EVR?
Nope.
All right, 3 strikes
I'm
out.
dead.
All right, I'm getting maybe a little too cute. How about Kevin Yu?
Not Kevin Yu.
Okay.
Oh, man, we got there fast and then missed every single pitch from there.
All right, we got the top 5 though, at least. All right, or no, we got 5 and 6. All right, who's 5 and 7?
All right, at number 5, we got a guy named Jesper Svensson.
Oh, okay.
And then at number 7, we have. Ooh,
how do you not have this up?
What is this dude's first name?
Oh my God, are you serious?
Christopher Ventura.
Chris Ventura.
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, Ventura's been playing all right lately. I get it. And with Svensson, he has a lot of really good pass palm history over on DP World Tour. So
okay,
that makes
sense.
I
was looking for his first name.
Jesper. Jesper Svensson, not Adam Svensson. Jesper Svensson.
Yeah.
All right, Cam.
Thanks, Cam.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay.
30% Carson Young this week. Don't play him.
Don't play him.
Love it.
Bad shot. Okay.
Love it.
All right. Let's start with top of the board. And he's on the tip chart. We just talked about him. Akshay Bhatia, who dominates on pass palm. Despite the fact that he is the short, he does not have a lot of pop off the tee.
No, sure.
He has great finishes in Puerto Rico. Here, I think Corrales as well. So he's 12-1.
Yeah.
But if you're going to take in a matchup this week, it's actually some of the prices is not horrible. So I guess, do you have Akshay in any capacity on your betting card despite the pass pop, or are you just going to completely fade it?
No, I'll probably look for some matchups. Shockingly, I haven't seen any matchups yet because once again, the Seminole tribe are fucking criminals. And so, I mean, you can still get them at 14-1, and I get that. Like in the past, it was typically like a 2-horse race, right? Like the cream separated itself very quickly in this tournament. There is no real cream here, so I'm not betting anybody fucking 14-1 in a field like this.
Okay.
Ever.
All right. Then let
Like, I'm
me
just
throw
not.
out some stuff that might pique your interest then. Okay. All right. Let's go with positional market. How about top 10 at 2-1? No. Okay. Matchup market then.
Okay.
Akshay minus 125 over Rasmus Hoygaard.
I don't like that. I'm a little scared of Hoygaard this week. I feel like he had such a bad showing last week that he might be getting overlooked a little bit because he's a stud. So I'd probably lay off that one. Can I get a matchup? Do you get any matchups with like Rogers or Kitayama or anything like that?
Yeah, I got a couple. I mean, we'll get to Rasmus in a little bit. Is your hesitation because we just experienced with Ludwig? Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Talent, and he got overlooked because of one bad week, and then comes with a good course fit.
Yeah, and it's not just that, right? Like, there's this flop lag in all of this shit, right? I mean, one, because golf's so high variance, right? It's just going to happen, right? So everybody's on somebody one week, and then everybody jumps off, and then it does well, right? And then you try to chasing your goddamn tail. It happens all the time. So it does. Anytime there's like a position of flop lag where I believe in like the guy's talent, I try not to fuck with it too much.
Okay. All right. Next two matchups you're paying a little bit more juice on. Akshay minus 140 over Kurt Kitayama.
Man, that's a lot of fucking juice, man.
It is a lot of juice.
Kitayama should be good here. He's a fucking model darling, but I think
he is good here.
I think I just think he might stink.
Okay. We'll get to Kitayama in a little bit. All right. And then two guys another one you're paying a lot of juice on. Akshay minus 150 over Patrick Rogers, who you said is a complete loser.
Yeah, he's a fucking absolute loser. I would bet that because juice only matters when you lose when you're confident. I would absolutely take that.
So despite the fact that Patrick Rogers is 3 for 3 in top 10s here in the Mexico Open, you are confidently taking Akshay in that matchup.
Correct. 7th in a row. Perennial fucking loser, just choked it away again on fucking Sunday. Like his headspace can't be all right. You know what I mean? Like unless he's just fine with being a fucking loser and he just realized it. You know what I mean? Like he just knew it, and that's why he was so calm going on Sunday because he knew he never actually really had a shot, and he's just some soft Stanford golfer. And then I'm wrong, and then I lose.
All right. If I'm picking these matchups, I'm probably picking Akshay minus 125 or Rasmus just because Rasmus is so volatile.
Oh yeah,
like he could pump 5 out of bounds and into the water in round 1, just be completely done.
Yep.
So I probably, and because the juice isn't crazy, I would take Akshay there. I probably would eat the juice with Akshay over Kitayama, but it's close. You're right. Kitayama's just been like it. So his first 3 terms, he was putting well, but was not hitting the ball well. Then he went to Phoenix, hit the ball well, and then just did what he always does, misses a billion putts.
Yep.
So does he get it all back together this week? But Kitayama also, by the way, extremely good on Pass Palom. So remember, he started on the DP World Tour, and he, I think, won the Qatar Masters of the Oman Open over there. So he's got a win on there. He's got a 3rd place finish here, but he hasn't played.
Kitayama scares me a hell of a lot more than Rogers. Let's put it that way.
All right. Okay. That makes sense. So, all right. So Rasmus, though, you can get him about. There's a 20 out there. It's mostly like 18-1. You're scared of him.
Mm-hmm.
Did you bet him then? No. Okay.
Mm-mm.
All right. I thought long and hard.
I thought about it. I agree with you. I thought about it, but I couldn't pull the trigger. Man, I just couldn't pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Such a short number.
It is. It's a short number. It's because I bet him at 65-1 at Phoenix. Bet him last week at 45-1 at Torrey. And yes, this is a very weak field and probably comparable to a lot of DP World Tour fields that he just used to wipe the floor with, and 22-1. But I don't know. Just like it's a hang of just like I'm betting. I progressively bet shorter and shorter numbers on Rasmus. He hasn't won.
Yeah.
So I get it with obviously course fit, the length, the long-term long iron play is still pretty good with him, even including the Torrey Pines meltdown there. Like even the recent and the long-term stuff looks pretty good. Great on pass palm, as we talked about on the show on Sunday night. I just didn't go with it, and probably I'm going to regret it. There's something I might do with him in round 1 to possibly hedge a little bit, but I did not bet him outright. If someone bet him outright, though, I would endorse it. I just went a different direction this week.
Yeah, agreed.
So, okay. All right. Then why don't we start talking about guys like 35-1 or less that you actually bet? So start firing a couple guys that you bet, or maybe are interested in betting. You want me to either talk you off of it or talk you into it.
Yeah, so I didn't bet anybody under 35-1 yet.
Okay.
I was really looking at more, but I couldn't find his history on past Palom. Is that any good?
A Taylor Moore?
Yeah.
No, it stinks.
Okay.
He's played two events on past Palom, and he missed the cut twice.
Okay, great. Then fine. I can cut him off. I have nobody under 35-1. Nobody. Who do you like under 35-1? Because I was looking at Stevens because it seems like he should play well here, right? Like this is his type of course. I know he's playing his 7th event in a row. How old is Stevens? Is he a young kid? I can't tell. He looks like he's fucking 45.
He's like 26. He's like 26, I think.
God, that is an old looking motherfucker for fucking 26. I looked at that one the longest. 28. Okay, fine. Either way, I still thought he was like 48 when I saw him at Pebble, based on what he looked like.
I mean, everybody was 48 by the end of that tournament.
That's also fair.
Yeah.
So yeah, Stevens is the one I look at the most. I was never going to bet Jaeger. I know Rye plays well here, or like should play well here. He's just too short for me. Man, he feels like he should fit here. But Stevens is the guy who I feel like is kind of getting overlooked. Maybe he was getting squeezed a little bit based on his price. But yeah, I think Stevens is who I was looking at, but I still couldn't pull the trigger at fucking 30-1.
Okay. So the guys I was looking at down in this range were Steven Jaeger and Kevin Yu. So two kind of course fits. Both guys hit it a long ways. Kevin Yu is a much better long iron player than Steven Jaeger over last year, but Steven Jaeger's been hitting his irons pretty good for the last 16 rounds. So
can't putt worth a fucking lick as somebody who lost so much money on this cocksucker this past weekend. Like Jaeger was never on my card just for pure hate from what he just did to all my DFS lineup, showdown and otherwise over the weekend.
All right, but now we're on past Palom, though. He's been fairly good on past Palom in his career.
I know.
You know, he's been pretty good in Mexico Open. And that actually ended up being the tiebreaker for me. Let's save that for a little bit. Let's talk about the Kevin Yu conversation, because theoretically he should be good on past Palom.
Correct.
Like if you're looking at his exact profile, length, good ball striker, good long iron play. So right there, that should give him an edge in past Palom. So he's played 4 tournaments. He has a TA to Puerto Rico, and then he has 3 horrific miscuts at the other 3 past Palom events. Now, one of those, he just was playing like dog shit. He could have been injured or something. The other 2, though, is a little more confusing. And look, some of these guys like playing on past Palom. Some of these guys just don't like playing on past Palom for whatever reason. Yeah. So that was enough for me to get off of Kevin Yu, despite the fact that he is the prototype of basically what you're looking for and, basically a winner this week. So I did end up betting Steven Jaeger 28-1. I think there's going to be a bounce back for him this week. Look, I mean, a couple of weeks ago, he almost won Sony. So I know he can get in the mix recently here. Good driver, good form in Mexico. He's won a tournament before, so I know that he can actually have some win equity. So, and and he won at Memorial Park, where driver heavy too. There's a little bit of crossover between Vedanta and this place. It's definitely more penal off the tee here than at Memorial Park, but I think there's some crossover as far as what skill set you're looking for there versus here. So, I had Ben Yeager at 28-1, but that was the only guy I bet under 40-1 this week.
I'm glad the insider pick sheet doesn't lock, but that's who I put as my fade, and it's probably my anger for him not being able to putt.
That's fine. That's fine.
Now
look, there's a lot of losers under 30-1. So
no shit.
Yeah, like I don't feel awesome about it. This is not a bet with conviction. It's just I kind of ended up settling on him, and I had room at the top of my card, so I am going with him for my pick to win in this range. But there's plenty of other guys I bet. So all right. Anybody else in this range you want to talk about at all?
Particularly, unless you want to hit somebody.
Not even like Alex Smalley, the number one in everybody's model.
But he was 40.
Now he's like 35-1 now.
Oh, okay. So I got him at 40. So we can talk about him. I bet him.
You bet
solely based on the fact that he was on top of your and Andy's model. I didn't like it one bit, but I'm not going to not bet it when both of you guys have him at number one in your model.
Okay.
Just not. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things where it's like, well, listen, if he's on top of both the models, fucking 40-1. I've made way worse bets with less information. So let's go with Smalley, because I'm not a Smalley guy. Because I'm just not. But listen, if he's on top of both the models, fine. I mean, he's got two top 10s in his last handful, T21 at Waste Management, whatever.
Okay, I didn't bet him.
He's sneaky long.
He is sneaky long. I don't really have an excuse not to bet him because he's number one in my model. But
Yeah,
I don't know. That just seems like, and I'm being too cute. Just the too good to be true.
Yeah, no, listen, I agree. I agree. But with both models are telling you the same thing. Listen, I am
literally everybody's model on BetSports.
I don't look at anybody
else.
Alex
Alex
model.
Smalley.
Yeah,
Seriously, every single one I looked at spit out Alex Smalley number one.
I look at one guy's model to make sure that I'm not betting on anyone in his top five. I won't say who that is, but listen, sometimes it's like my mother used to say, man, the KISS method, right? Keep it simple, stupid. Like if he's coming out number one on both the models, he's 40-1 in a loser field. It's certainly not a bad bet.
Okay. All right. I did not bet him probably. And if he ends up winning,
I will laugh and laugh and laugh at you.
Yeah, but hey, I can Vic laugh. He was number one in my model though. Okay. I helped everybody. So no, it is what it is. I just hit an outright. It's fine. If I end up having a soul crushing defeat the next week, I can survive. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
That'll be fine. So all right, let's move 40-1 plus.
Okay.
Like to I don't know. I mean, they're all basically the same between like 40
we're all
and
around
80.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll just get it out of the way. I joined everybody on the Jake Knapp bet at 50-1.
50-1, same.
Look, it's 50-1. Good
Numbers
price,
wrong.
Playing good. There is a certain
Numbers wrong.
prototype who does win here. It's also been like we do have two obvious winners. Actually, technically 3 obvious winners because everybody thought Jake Knapp was going to win this event last year, and he ended up doing it. Tony Finau, very obvious winner in 2 years ago. John Rahm, very obvious winner 3 years ago. Maybe that's a proponent. Maybe that's why I should just bet Alex Smalley, obvious winner, because number one everybody's model. No surprise there. But 50-1, just play good at Torrey Pine. Like he's also too, I noticed a lot in the West Coast. He would pop a little bit. Like he'd have like 1 or 2 really stellar rounds at a time, and then he would kind of fade a little bit. And finally at Torrey Pines, he finally put it all together. It reminds me a lot of what he did last year before he ended up winning in Mexico. He was kind of hanging around, and then finally just ends up winning.
He's actually in better form coming in this year than he was last year.
Yeah, I guess he is. I mean, he had a top 10 at that Torrey Pine at the Farmers last year. He does not have a top 10 yet, but I mean, still, he's playing pretty good. I mean, the iron play's
more consistent. Let's put it that way. He's playing more consistently than he was last year.
Yeah, the iron play's peaking. Obviously, he has length, so it's at 50-1 in a crap field with not a lot of guys.
Defending champ. The number makes no sense.
Well, I think it does in the standpoint of like if you look long term, there's a lot of really bad data.
Harry Hall is 30-1. Harry Hall has not won shit.
Because that's just not how they price it, though. I mean, Harry Hall's been more consistent over the last like 50, 60 rounds or so.
Matt Wallace is the same price as him, for Christ's sake.
Well, hold on. He was 40-1 last year when he won.
Right.
Like this makes so you're saying he should be lower?
Yes,
like on the odds board.
Yeah, it should be 40 or 30-1.
I think so. I think there should be. I think you should have had to pay like a premium for defending champ playing good.
30-1 at the max.
Yeah, well, that's why I bet him last year. It was because no one had ever heard of him, and he was 40-1, and I was like, "What? This number makes no sense."
Yeah, see that right there. That was a good time for you to be Judas, because I went on this show and said, "Look, it's Jake Knapp. He's 29. How good can this kid be?" And he ended up winning that week. So there you go. That's actually where betraying the host actually paid off for you. So you're batting 500 on that in your career.
Oh, he's been in Judas.
Thanks, Cam. All right. Okay. All right. So you bet Jake Knapp too?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
He was literally my first bet, because when I opened it up, you know me, like I get him late too. And I'm like, God damn it. I saw all these 50s. I was like, fucking Hot Rock's going to open this motherfucker at 30. And he opened him at 50. And I was like, like immediately. Like I didn't even look at anywhere else first. And then I
like what everybody else did.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Wasn't he on the tip chart last year too, I think? So this would be 2 years in a row. Community win on Jake Knapp.
About a tip chart from a year ago. That's funny.
Interesting. So, all right. I did what I said I was going to do on Sunday, though. I bet Nikolai Hoygaard at 50-1, which apparently everybody else did. But
everybody else did too, yeah.
Look, I mean, 50-1, he has just as good a pass column history as his brother does, as we showed on Sunday. He popped a little bit at Phoenix. That was enough for me because, he's very volatile. That was enough for me to just convince myself, like, all right. 51 for Nikolai Hoygaard, who has a pretty big ceiling too, has won before, has competed against big time fields and stood up pretty well for himself. In this garbage field, I thought that was pretty good number, so I ended up betting that.
That's fine. And then we got a question in the chat from TW, who I can only assume is Tiger Woods after his pathetic TGL round, checking in to see what the pulse of the golf world is. Thornborson over EVR or EVR.
Okay.
Thoughts?
I'm not there with Thor Bjornsson at this point. I know he's got the pop. I know he's got the skill sets.
Yep.
I need to see a little more consistency, I think, at this point out of him.
How old is that kid? What is he, 22?
Oh, he's young. I mean, he can definitely develop into something pretty good. But just what he's been doing though, like 50-1, 60-1.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
I feel like the number's way too short.
Yeah. And then for EVR, I mean, he has won on Pass Palm before. You still have to hang up on if there's water.
There's water on the course. You don't play EVR.
There's a lot of water at this golf course. I mean, he's been pretty good here though, so that throws it in.
Wait, what was the last tournament he won? There was water on that course, and he stuffed me in a locker, wasn't it?
Wasn't it Twin Cities?
Yeah, right after his homeboy died.
Yeah. So I don't think you can actually use that anymore.
What?
But it's fun. If there's water, don't bet EVR.
Yeah, no, I don't care. That's fucking blind squirrel finds a nut. Like, there's been way more instances of him ruining my fucking day in the water than him winning.
Okay. Of the two, I still would take EVR, I think.
EVR too. I would absolutely do EVR.
All right. Who else did you bet in this range here? I bet two more guys in between like 50 and 75-1.
Okay.
There's a couple also I consider that maybe we can talk about too.
Okay. So I bet Carson Young. Just because if he's this good on pass Paulum, like you say, and I'll lean into the bet a little bit. Like, it is what it is. I don't have the utmost faith in this guy to absolutely come in and win, but it's 70-1. You can fucking do worse. And goddamn, I mean, his history on pass Paulum, like what you posted in Discord, you can't argue with it. Like, he's clearly good on pass Paulum. So at 70-1 in a field full of losers, like, the guy's been close. If Cam maybe flew out and helped him along, maybe he would have won a tournament, but Cam was a coward, so he didn't do it. But yeah, I would I bet Carson Young, and then I bet, You also
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Of course, we got to bring Cam in here. Cam, let me ask you a question. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, you are in deep with the Young family. Has he ever mentioned at all why he just loves Paspalum for whatever reason, or just have you never thought to ask him that question?
No, and Andy asked him about. Well, no, I did ask him in our first interview, like, hey, we look at all this stuff. Do you really have like do you know, hey, I'm about to play on Paspalum. I'm about to play on overseeded Bermuda. Like, what? Like, do you look at that? He's like, no. He's like, I just, and he said that his coaches actually told him that he plays better in the afternoons, but he actually plays better in the mornings. So, and Andy asked him about it too, and he was like, "No, I don't really have a preference, really." Like, he said that he likes, I forget what type it was, but it was whatever is at like Harbor Town and on the East Coast where he's from. Like, he's just kind of comfortable on it. So,
okay, so he's just an idiot savant, apparently, a Paspalum.
Yeah, but yes, he did. I did say that he won in Puerto Rico. He did not win in Puerto Rico. He was first round leader in Puerto Rico.
No,
that's
what
he
won it. Yeah, he won in Panama though. So Central America ace right there.
Yep, and I already have my flight booked to Cancun. So
wait, to Cancun? No, the tournament's not in Cancun. Oh no,
no, I was just kidding.
All right, good. That would have been great if you actually booked it to Cancun and we was
had to drive.
You'd have to drive across.
Go through all the cartel territory and avoid.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's a lot of news stories of tourists getting killed in their cars. That probably I would not advise that, Cam, at all, even for your boy if he was leading. So, look, I also bet Cam Young just because Carson Young. Sorry, not Cam Young. Carson Young. I got
Cam, because of his betrayal last week, should not be able to bet Carson Young this week.
You know he would,
dude.
I'm just saying.
At this point,
he shouldn't be allowed to.
Like, I would be happier. Like, I would be just as happy if I won money as if I didn't win any money and he still won. Like, after talking to his wife every year, for and his family, they're just good people. And he's a good guy. Like, I just really want him to be successful. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. All right, so there was a 90 available.
We'll allow you to bet him then.
All right, there was a 90-1 available on Carson Young, and just because I could fit it on there at that point, I said, you know what, I might as well support the unofficial pro golfer of Inside Sports and the man of your dreams, Cam. And I mean, look, he rated high in my model. He's grand past Paspalum. I talked about how maybe he doesn't realize it, but I think he's so good on Paspalum because he's so shitty around the green, and this mask is there. So he can hit a lot of fairways. He's not terrible from long range, and he's a good putter.
Long irons, is that 3-wood. Oh, I still see that 292 3-wood onto the green in contention on 18 in my dreams. I still see it.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, he's been playing pretty good lately. Played good at Amex. So, the form is kind of there now. I am terrified of the fact that he's going to be chalk. I mean, even though he's not on the tip chart, he's probably going to be chalk in DFS. That never ends well in one of these events. But whatever, it's 90-1. If it burns, it burns.
I'm playing one lineup this week, and he's going to be on it. But yeah, I do not feel.
You got to get different somewhere else.
Oh, I am. I'm different a lot, like everywhere else.
Right. Save it for the DFS.
Even the top of the board, just kind of taking the guys that are going to be lowest owned at the top. So, yeah, I don't feel good about that, but I think he's going to play. I think he's going to do good. I think he's going to do really well.
Okay,
well, we're team Carson Young, so let's go.
All right, there you go. All right, let's continue on. There's two more. So Carson was 90-1, but there's two other guys that I bet in this range. Did you bet anybody else in this range, or was that
Justin Lauer?
Justin Lauer. Mm-hmm. Why'd you bet Justin Lauer?
Because that thing you posted in Discord, and then I went and did a little digging, and he finished well here. He's in good form, I guess. Technically, he's got a top 5 in the last few, which is enough for me here. And I've blown enough money on him that if he's that good on Paspalum, then I'm not betting him here at that number at 75.
Okay. I also bet him at 75 to 1. Are we gonna have double 2 weeks in a row community win?
Let's go.
Is Justin Lauer gonna be Cam's fade of the week?
Well,
this
I
week?
was just about to say, I know who my fade is this week, baby.
There we
Got my
go.
fade. Write
There
it
we
down,
go.
Justin Lauer.
Perfect. No, for all the reasons you mentioned, this is, and
I didn't know he was that good on Pass Palom.
Yeah, he's great on Pass Palom. You know, the 3 straight top 5s, a T23 at El Cardinal again, a T15 at Corrales. Yeah, there's a couple of clunkers in there, but it's because it's Justin Lauer. Also, one of the reasons I like him, another reason why I like him too, is just a lot of just spike weeks over the last year.
With that putter.
Yeah, so T3 at the Amex, T5 at Butterfield, Bermuda, T2 at El Cardinal, T7 in Silverado, T4 at Corrales last year. You know, there was the one out the tournament out in Silverado, the Fortinet that Homa ended up winning. You know, he had a 2-shot lead in there. And like, see, I think Justin Lauer is going to have a win on his Wikipedia page, and it's going to come in a type of event like here. And the fact that he's put himself in the mix so much, and he's so good on Pass Palom. You know, his iron play's been pretty good lately. The strokes gained per shot from over 150 isn't great, but the proximity numbers are pretty good. Obviously a great putter. So I bet him at 75 to 1. That breaks the mode model of like bomber, but look, he has proven himself on Pass.
Short.
Oh, he's pretty short. Yeah.
He's fine.
But listen, he's done well on other golf courses that reward length on Pass Palom. So that's good enough for me.
If you over under 60 seconds after you posted that I went and bet him.
Under. You were probably on the fence, and then you saw that. And you're like, all right,
exactly. You're 100% right. And I was just scrolling through Discord. I was like, I don't know, I was on the phone with the electric company, so I'm trying to do something. And I was like, oh, fuck. Let's go.
Okay. All right. And then I bet one other guy down here in this range.
Okay.
I bet Matt Wallace, it was a weird number, 64 to 1. It's weird.
He stinks.
So not great results lately. He had T44 on Phoenix. The iron play's been okay.
Yeah.
He played really good over in the fall on the DP World Tour last year, including I think a 3rd place finish on a Pass Palom golf course. He has a win on Pass Palom at the Corrales. So look, I mean, in a garbage field like this, I know he has win equity. He also was tied for the lead after 36 holes last year in this event, and then he just completely imploded because he's Matt Wallace. But I mean, that's the type of guy I can envision winning this type of tournament, is someone with win equity who, if he is in the mix on Sunday, I think he can, you know, he knows how to get it done. And I bet him at 64 to 1. I thought that number for his pedigree, decent history on Pass Palom, I thought that wasn't terrible.
Sure. So I got Smalley, Lauer, Knapp, and Young. So 2 70 and overs and a 40 and a 50. I was looking at Ryder and Sig.
Okay. So Grayson Sig was somebody I considered. That's another one of these short knockers who has a really good Pass Palom history, good here. Iron plays really good, decent. You know, I mean, for this field, he's good from over 150.
He's got a good course history.
He's like average, like compared to everybody else.
Good course history here. 2 top 20s last 2.
Yeah, I feel like, listen, I've retired the positional plays, but this would be like a top 20 play for me, probably.
Oh, well, that's what I put into our insider sheet. So good.
Okay. All right. There you go. So
and
that's a kiss of death because I've been off with positionals this year.
Yeah,
so
no shit.
might as well change
But
it.
the guy, like I told you, the guy I golf with, he played college golf with him. No, he was supposed to play with Zalatoris, and he ended up getting paired with Sig, and he said some of the best iron shots he's ever seen in his life. I was like, okay. And this was a D1 golfer that played at Alabama or Auburn, one or the other.
Okay. All right. Who was the other guy? Sam Ryder?
Yeah.
You have a thing for Sam Ryder.
I know.
Do you like those commercials or something? Does that get you going?
Those commercials are terrible. You know what I think about that commercial though? I feel so bad for the other guy because he was the co-host of American Idol in the first year.
Oh yeah,
and
it was.
And Seacrest just fucking Hollywood backstabbed his ass out the picture. And this poor prick is doing Ryder truck commercials while Seacrest is basically the new Dick Clark. Like, it's just sorrow when I see that commercial. It's not even about Sam Ryder. It's about the poor guy next to him.
Okay. All right.
But he's never played here. So what's his history on Pass Paul?
Let me look up. I mean, the stereotype for Sam Ryder is that he's good on coastal tracks.
Yeah.
And while this is a little bit inland, I mean, technically the ocean's like 2
it's a
miles
resort,
away. It's
resort
on the
courses.
banks of a river, so technically that is coastal.
Sure.
Honestly, it's very
Shitty
hit or
invasion.
miss. So he has a third at Puerto Rico in 2020, a second at Corrales. He has an 8th and a 10th at El Cardinal. And then he has a bunch of clunkers too. It's basically a Sam Ryder stat line right
special.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll think about him.
Okay.
him. I might add him.
All right.
I might add him.
Before we get to some bombs, by the way, one last guy on my card, 91. I couldn't help myself. Antoine Rosner. I mentioned him and you gave me a gift of disgust, but just coming off a 4th place finish on a Pass Palm golf course on the DP World Tour. He's got some pop off the tee. He has a couple wins on Pass Palm. That at 90-1, that was enough for me.
Wins.
Hey, he knows how to win more than a couple other guys in this field.
Well, that's fair, I guess. Listen, you know how I feel about Frenchmen, so I'm out.
I know. There's a chance I picked the wrong Frenchman, by the way. Victor Perez also has some good Pass Palm.
I actually looked at him. I looked at Perez because where did I bet him that he showed up a little bit for me?
Maybe players or something.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so there was some event where I bet Perez and he showed up for me.
I'm a little worried I bet the wrong Frenchman. Let's put it that way. But it's too late. It's too late. My card's full. But Perez has some good Pass Palm history. He has a win on Pass Palm too. So that's interesting. All right, how about some like bombs?
So
card.
Can I give you like the deepest bomb so you can laugh at me?
Go for it.
Aaron Badley.
Oh my goodness.
600-1.
Why?
He's got 3 good finishes here, and he putts his balls off on Pass Palm. And he's 600.
Wait. Okay. He putts his balls off on Pass Palm.
Correct.
That's just the Mexico Open stuff.
No, I did fucking like 100 fucking rounds or something like that.
Oh my God, you didn't listen to me.
Probably not.
Literally said this on the show. If you do
you did
putting for Pass Palm, you're only gonna get the Mexico Open.
Yeah, you did say that. Well, it says 64.
You fucking clown.
It says 64 greens. It says 64 different courses.
64 career rounds on
Pass Palm. No. In the filter, like when I clicked Chameleon, Cardinal, Vidanta.
Yes.
I got 60.
So
I got
64. So 64 career rounds, but only 12 measured shot length, which is Mexico.
Oh, well.
Yes. There you go. That is why I advise, hey, just do total strokes gained. Because theoretically, if you do really well in a tournament, chances are you probably putt pretty well too.
Yeah. Well, and look, and he's technically he's 12th in this field from 175 to 200. Driving distance, a lot to be desired.
Yes, it's one of the weakest in this field.
Yeah, but I mean, look, he's got 3 fucking good finishes here. He got 32nd at the Farmers. Like, it's fucking 600-1. Like, I'm gonna throw a top 20 on him. It's got to be fucking 15, 20-1. So
okay, all right, couple bombs. You're gonna roll your eyes. You hate this guy. You think he's a loser.
I'm not gonna
he is a loser. Okay. Joel Dahmen is hitting the ball pretty good lately.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
And he's got to win on Pass Palm.
He's another short knocker too.
Yeah, but he won the Puerto Rico Open. That's if you look at the course fit models on that is distance, and he won there, and he's hitting the ball pretty good. And he actually, because he's such a disaster putting, he's not putting. I mean, he's still losing strokes last 16 rounds, but he's
still
not
equate him to that.
He was.
I still equate him to, I'm not sure how many people will get this reference, but like the sad salesman from fucking The Simpsons. That's who he is. Like, oh, poor Gil. Like, that's how he comes across. And I don't know, man.
Okay. Yeah, T9 at Torrey a couple weeks ago.
I'm good.
Okay. All right. I think he's a popular pick, maybe in our circles. Hayden Springer.
Yeah, oh god, I see him everywhere in the Discord. He crushes the ball.
Yeah. So he's been bet a couple times. I think he was a popular pick in our circles at Torrey.
He was in my player pool at Torrey.
Yeah. So he's hitting the ball pretty good. He's got length. He's got some good history on pass column too. So 110-1. You want to take a stab there? It's not bad.
What do you think about? Can you tell me about Frankie Kappen?
Yes, I mean, like he's got a lot of length too. Just he's kind of,
and he's a birdie maker, man. So I played him in Showdown a couple times, and he has like the psycho scorecard that you want, like birdie, 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 4 bogeys, birdie, birdie, birdie. You know what I mean? So it ends up being better than just a bunch of pads.
I actually take that back. He does not have a lot of length. I apologize. He does not.
Okay.
But he just has a
guy with he's a young guy with no length.
He's a young guy. People have high
no length
for him. I mean, at least
isn't that weird?
The measured rounds I have, he's not hitting it all that far, and he's driving it not that great so far this year.
Yeah, no, I saw the driving numbers. Okay.
Yeah. Isaiah Salinda, that's another guy I'm kind of interested in.
God bless you.
A little bit. No, so younger guy, he hits the ball a mile, and I mean, he doesn't have a lot of past column history to show for it, but that cheap, I'll just buy into that narrative at that point.
Okay.
And that's another kid too with a lot of he turned pro pretty quick. Didn't go all that great for him, but he was highly thought of amateur.
Batia,
so he's got some raw ability.
It took Batia a little while to flip that script too, right?
Yeah. So that's another guy, I kind of like down here just because if you're looking for cheap bombers who might not be getting a lot of ownership, Isaiah Salinda might be somebody you might want to target.
Okay. Talk to me about Gordon.
Will Gordon. Why? That guy's burned me so many times. Do you remember I kept betting him over and over and over in like 2021?
I do.
Was it Travelers that he broke out? And then I just fell in love with the kid, kind of like I fell in love with Ollie Schneiderjans after he hit the stinger at Wyndham. And then I just kept betting Will Gordon and betting Will Gordon. And literally, there were so many like plus 175 top 40 bets that Will Gordon would be comfortably inside like the top 20 heading to Sunday, and he would shoot a final round 78 to blow it. So there's a graveyard of those. But
hey, look, I'm not telling you you're wrong.
But if you're looking for a guy with length who's decent long iron player,
T7 at the Farmers,
playing good, who's done okay at Vedanta, that could work.
Okay. All right. Tell me not to bet Luke List.
Don't bet Luke List.
Okay. He missed the cut here, but long and like I just feel like that number is like this guy has actually won tournaments.
He can't hit an iron shot anymore though.
I know those iron numbers are terrible. What happened?
They're bad. Like the
bad.
Luke, you were betting Luke List because he had length and he had great irons, and if he just got hot with the putter, like finally everything's kind of gone.
I know.
From that.
R.I.P. Luke List. What about Goddard?
I've never been a Goddard guy. He's a drug to a lot of people. He's got length. So one Myrtle Beach
ringing endorsement. Okay.
Yeah. I look, if you there's other people, if you want them to pump air in Goddard's tires, you can go.
No.
I don't.
I want your opinion.
I don't really get it. I know he's got length. I know he tore up the Corn Ferry Tour. I think
is he Jersey trash too, which is like negative points for me.
He might be. I don't know.
Jim Tan Laundry guy. I feel like
possibly. All right. Anybody else?
Not really.
There can't be any more.
No, there can't be. No.
Remember when Hayden Buckley was good?
Hayden Buckley likes to fuck. He didn't he screw me with a hole? Did he screw me with a hole in one at TPC once? Was he the one who did that?
Oh yeah, he did. He was doing really good at players randomly.
And I was fucking so mad because I watched it. I was there in the morning. I was so fucking pissed. I can't remember what. Oh, because he stole first round leader from somebody from me. Cocksucker.
That makes sense.
And I watched it. I watched it go in. It was super sleepy too. It was like me and Big Pete were in the tent. It was like super early because we were like one of the first ones in, and he hit it, and there was like fucking, I don't know, 500 people around. And nobody even knew it went in. I was like, God damn it.
All right. I got nothing else. You got anything else? We've gone an hour.
No, that's it, man. Fucking, we'll be back on Sunday for next week's preview show.
Hold on. Actually, we didn't. God, we're so bad at this. So remember, guys. So we talked about this on Sunday. We are giving away. What's that?
I was going to do that next, but go ahead.
Well, you know what? Then you do it then. All right. I've talked enough on the show.
I was just going to say, hey, we're doing a rating and review contest. Make sure you guys put that rating and review in, and we're giving away, is it 1 month?
We're giving away 2. Yeah, we're giving a 1 month free trial.
2. Right. But 2 1 month.
To 2 people. Yes.
Yep. 2 people. We're giving away 2 1 month free subscriptions to ISN, where you can get in the Discord, you can get the insider sheets, where you can basically get that first hit of crack and then become an addict like the rest of us are. So the first one's free, and then you'll be a member forever. And there's no rehab for this, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, listen, just go give us a rating and review. Spotify, iTunes, whichever one works for you. Both, if possible. Takes you guys like 10 seconds. This is the end of the show, so if you're still listening, really appreciate it. I'll do it at the front of the show on Sunday. We do have the Sunday preview show coming up. Anybody who's listening, join now. That way you can get Steve in the Discord. Somebody asked if Steve was the chat GPT of the Discord today, and I believe he is. I believe he is. Anyone asks a question, and Steve has the answer, and it's right there, and it's a beautiful thing. And I'm very lucky to have this man as my partner. Let's put it that way. Yeah,
I'm lucky to have you too, by the way.
Yeah,
I got one thing, by the way. So we talked about, the Discord's a great place. That's the only place to find me. These round scores, I'm a little vexed on them right now because obviously the weather is really good, but they price them pretty low. And these guys are a lot of bums. It's not like you say, okay, I'm pretty sure these guys in good conditions and on the easy golf course can go under it because you're Patrick Cantlay or not Rory McIlroy, but guys like that. This is like Taylor Moore and Kirk Hitayama, and I don't know. I'm gonna break down my thoughts on the round scores in Discord tonight or tomorrow morning, but that's the type of insight that you're missing out on if you're not an insider. So go sign up today or leave us a review and get that free 1 month trial so we can convince you to stay. So we would really appreciate it. Helps us out, helps the entire network out. You won't regret it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So we'll see you guys on Sunday. Hopefully cash in another community hold the green win. Let's go.